They're in the gate. The movement from McCluskey. And they're off. Invincible was out alertly. Dakota Country has enough early speed. Hawker on the extreme outside. And Rhino, one from the outside, now sprints up to battle for the lead. McCluskey is fifth, some 5 lengths off the lead. Uncharted second to last. And Smooth Salute is at the back of the field. They move into the first turn, and it's Invincible and Rhino racing a bit off the rail. Gets a little closer now, is within 3/4 of a length of the lead. The favorite Dakota Country gets a good spot in third, 3 lengths off them, followed by Hawker. McCluskey is next. Uncharted second to last, and Smooth Salute has 9 lengths to make up. They straighten up for the run down the backstretch. It's Invincible and Tyler Bays just in front. Rhino prompting in second. 2 more Dakota Country. Very comfortable in third, coming to the half-mile pole. Has 3.5 lengths to make up. He's just in front of Hawker, who gets a little nudge to stay closer in fourth. McCluskey is in fifth. Outside of him, Uncharted, and Smooth Salute has been at the back throughout. Invincible, shaken up now. Pressed throughout by Rhino. Dakota Country. Hawker is a close-up four. Dakota Country, keen now, looking for a spot. Hawker tries to get the jump on him on the outside. In behind them, Uncharted. Smooth Salute swings into action. McCluskey is down at the rail. Invincible at the 8th pole. Hawker on the outside. Dakota Country is in between, a very narrow spot, but he's got room now. Hawker got the jump on him, has a short lead, and Dakota Country lengthens his stride now. Dakota Country, Hawker come for the wire together. Dakota Country proves best by a deceiving margin. Hawker was second. Battle for third was between Uncharted and Smooth Salute. Will be the last one to load.
Dan as Karates.
And they're off. Quick start for the Big Cheezola, who goes straight to the front. Bruto alongside in second. 2 clear of Constant Conflict. My Dominator came away in the top flight, but is now 5 off the lead. Just passed by Gypsy Tears, who takes fourth between horses. And Major Tom has asked for more already, a dozen lengths off front running the Big Cheezola, who takes them into the far turn with a 3-length edge. On Bruto second. Constant Conflict third. Then comes Gypsy Tears, 6 lengths off the lead, inching up along the inside, 4 clear of My Dominator. And Cristobal Herrera continues to ride Major Tom down on the inside. Coming to the quarter pole, the Big Cheezola, 3-length lead. Here's Gypsy Tears, a threatening presence along the rail in second. These two turn for home 1-2 as Gypsy Tears angles out and is coming after the Big Cheezola. Down at the rail, Major Tom making some late headway inside Bruto. They're coming to the 16th pole, and it's the Big Cheezola by 2. Gypsy Tears giving his all. The Big Cheezola, Gypsy Tears, the Big Cheezola, coast to coast. Gypsy Tears second. Major Tom and Bruto. In the gate. And they're off. Egyptian Mistress, Surfing USA up close. Here's Peanut Butter Bomb coming through smartly now, and Peanut Butter Bomb is on even terms with Egyptian Mistress. Those two have pulled 3 lengths clear. Hawaiian Moon is now racing in third, followed by Surfing USA, 4 off the pace in fourth, Photogenic, and Soul Sister at the back. It's Peanut Butter Bomb showing the way past the half-mile pole with Egyptian Mistress, now just about 3/4 of a length back second. Hawaiian Moon, Red Silks at the rail third, and Surfing USA, after getting a little nudge, is fourth, 3 lengths off the leader. Another 4 back to Photogenic and Soul Sister. Peanut Butter Bomb coming toward the quarter pole, leads by half a length. Egyptian Mistress, Surfing USA getting closer on the outside third. Then comes Hawaiian Moon, Soul Sister widest of all. Photogenic between those two. Peanut Butter Bomb turns for home with a 2-length lead. Surfing USA chasing with determination. Peanut Butter Bomb has something left. Surfing USA wandering while trying to get by. Peanut Butter Bomb holding firm. And Peanut Butter Bomb in a delicious debut. Surfing USA, Soul Sister, and Photogenic. Starts with the upcoming 4th in 25 minutes. Kettle One is the official vodka partner of Santa Anita Park. Try the all-new Santa Anita Mule made with Kettle One. And they're off. And Lady K Westfall is the quickest out of the gate. Cielito's Wish on the far outside. They're followed by Chase and Ryan, a close-up third. Fighting Thunder with good debut speed in fourth. Then More Than Ordinary racing in fifth, just now passed at the rail by Wave with Envy, who's only 5 lengths off the lead. That group is followed by Lamada Avenue racing in mid-pack. Down at the rail, Hood River and Golden Chaser in that group too. Mr. Cardenas moves up on the outside of the gray More Than Ordinary, who's losing ground steadily. And it's another 2 lengths back to One Happy Dude. They have a quarter of a mile to go. Lady K Westfall has been off the rail throughout and attacked on both sides. Cielito's Wish on the outside, and Chase and Ryan hugs the rail. Behind them, Wave with Envy is trying to get into it. 5 clear of Golden Chaser on the inside of Fighting Thunder. Chase and Ryan takes command inside the final furlong. Opens up 3. In second still is Lady K Westfall. Wave with Envy's trying to get in there, but it's all Chase and Ryan. That's 2 for Kimura and Knapp. Lady K Westfall held second. Wave with Envy third. Fourth between Cielito's Wish and One Happy Dude, who finished with a flourish. They're in the gate. And they're off. Philippa and Surf Song, but here comes Gathered, and Gathered will be the long shot leader, sprinting clear. Nafisa has moved up to immediately engage, and Pura Vida Princesa now third. Then Music Lady racing on the outside of Surf Song. It's a gap of 3 to Philippa, who broke well and is now toward the back of the field. Starwood second to last, and Naples Gal trails. Around the clubhouse turn, and it's Gathered, leading the way by 3/4 of a length. Nafisa in hand in second, but now a length and a half behind, and is now sort of asked to rate at this stage. Then comes Pura Vida Princesa. It's another 3.5 lengths or so to Music Lady, covering Surf Song. 2 more back to Philippa on the inside of Starwood past a half-mile pole, and Naples Gal continues at the back of the field. They're moving into the far turn, and Gathered leads by a length and a half or 2. Nafisa still in second, a length and a half. Pura Vida Princesa third, a gap of 6 lengths then to Surf Song, followed by Philippa making some headway. Music Lady drops out of it. Naples Gal moves through on the inside of Starwood. A quarter of a mile to go, and Nafisa comes to tackle Pura Vida Princesa. Here's Philippa finishing strongly down the center of the course, just trying to keep a straight path. Is Philippa on the outside as she comes to these leaders and takes the lead with a 16th of a mile to go. Patiently and nicely handled by Juan Hernandez as Philippa struts her stuff late to score decisively. Pura Vida Princesa, then a photo for third between Surf Song and Nafisa. Back. And they're off. Roxalot is going to the front. You Are My Destiny. War Swift. Problem Solver along the inside. As about 7 of them go across the track, including 4 Royal. Outside of him is Pio Nono and Maxville. Very hard to have a race with more strung out horses going into the first turn, but that's the way it is as they move toward the 6 furlong pole. Roxalot, You Are My Destiny are now stride for stride. Pio Nono on the outside. Magaton Man is just inside of him. Those 4 separated by less than a length as they swing on to the Santa Anita backstretch. Twilight Time is racing in between horses. He's about a length behind Maxville. Down on the inside, You Are My Destiny and 4 Royal. The 2 trailers, Problem Solver and War Swift. 4 lengths covers this entire field. Half mile left to go. Roxalot just in front. Magaton Man going with him in second. They're followed by a 3-wide Pio Nono. The favorite is just 3/4 of a length off the pace as they move around the far turn. Twilight Time gets a little bit of a nudge. He's racing on the inside of Maxville. And outside of that group, 4 Royal is losing some ground. You Are My Destiny is down at the rail. War Swift racing in between horses. And Problem Solver is on the far outside. They turn for home. Roxalot prominent the entire way. Cuts the corner and spurts clear by 4 lengths. Pio Nono trying his best within 3 of him now. And down at the rail, Twilight Time is only 2 lengths behind Roxalot late. Roxalot, Twilight Time angles out and is going to cut into that margin. It's Roxalot or Twilight Time. Here's the line. Photo finish. That is too close to call. Twilight Time took off and is in a head-and-head nose photo with Roxalot. That one could have gone either way. In behind them, Pio Nono was third. Very close in race 6. We're in the gate. And they're off, and Mythical Reel had a very quick start, joined on the inside by Mongolian Apple. And so it's Mongolian Apple taking the lead as they cross the dirt. Spearfish is up close in the early stages, takes the second position, and just in behind them, Crazy Cavalier is tucked in along the rail. Then Mythical Reel racing between rivals fourth. Babe in the clear fifth, 4 lengths off the lead. Followed by Grogu on the inside of Rostam and Vibe. And Rim Protector is 8 lengths off the front-running Mongolian Apple, who strides out to lead it by 3.5, 4 lengths. Babe takes up the chase in second. Then comes Spearfish at the rail, right next to Mythical Reel, who's 4.5 or 5 lengths off the pacemaker. That group followed by Grogu on the outside of Crazy Cavalier, who settled at the rail. Rim Protector, and Rostam and Vibe, the favorite, is at the back. They swing on to the backstretch, and an eager Mongolian Apple just kicks clear, has the lead by 6 lengths. Spearfish is now clearly second on the inside of Babe. Another 2, Mythical Reel, is by himself, 2 clear of Crazy Cavalier. Grogu is next past the half-mile pole. In behind him comes Rostam and Vibe, and that leaves Rim Protector continuing at the back. They move into the far turn. Mongolian Apple continues to show the way. 7-length advantage on Spearfish and Babe second and third. Now Crazy Cavalier starts to get going. Green Capel on the inside. He has 8 or 9 lengths to make up as they get to the quarter pole. And Rostam and Vibe is cut loose now in the center of the course in the pink. He's got a clear shot if good enough. Mongolian Apple's lead is at 4. Rostam and Vibe on the outside. Here's Grogu coming through along the inside. In behind them, it's Crazy Cavalier and Babe past the 16th pole, and Grogu will give Diego Herrera back-to-back scores. Babe was second. Crazy Cavalier, Mongolian Apple. In the gate. And they're off. Piper's Causeway is hustled out for the early lead. Stronger Than Before comes up alongside. Binging is in the mix through the early stages, as is Berlin Wall, who moves through in the pink silks to take third. Then comes Geezer Between Horses. Poker Night at V's is down on the rail. They're followed by Catman Sue racing on the inside of Uncle Chili. Frank Bullet is next, 4 lengths in front of Coach Cronin, and Alpine Thunder at the back of the field. 3 furlongs out, Piper's Causeway shows the way, 3 parts of a length. Stronger Than Before is in second. It's 2 more to Binging on the outside of Berlin Wall. That pair followed by Poker Night at V's, who's with the yellow cap, angling out some 4 lengths off the pace. Uncle Chili is next as the field turns for home. And it's Piper's Causeway holding that lead by a length and a half. Inside the final eighth of a mile, Berlin Wall was deciding which way to go. And Poker Night at V's in the center of the racetrack, 16th pole. Piper's Causeway, Berlin Wall, and Poker Night at V's. Very close. Photo finish. That got very tight between Piper's Causeway and Berlin Wall. Behind them, Poker Night at V's was a good third, followed by Stronger Than Before. Photo finish. Gate. And they're off. Even start. Player B, belly up on the extreme outside, has some early interest. Here's our Bucky Charm in the orange taking third and coming after the top pair. Then Minister Shane, 6 lengths off the loose leader, Player B, who's aggressive on the front end. At the back of the field, the old 9, Cupid's Crusader, and Barsabas. They've passed the half-mile pole with Player B to catch. Leads it by almost 3 lengths to belly up with our Bucky Charm at the rail. A gap of a half dozen and Minister Shane, who's 3 clear of the old 9. Barsabas out of last, Cupid's Crusader behind him. Midway on the far turn, Player B, 2-length lead. Belly up, set down in second. Our Bucky Charm has to do better than that. He's joined by Minister Shane on the outside and Barsabas. They're at the top of the stretch, and Player B still has a big lead. It's 4 lengths. On the outside, Minister Shane is trying to reel him in, and our Bucky Charm is coming alive late. In the center of the course, the old 9. Here's Minister Shane and Antonio Fresu to get the money. The old 9 was second. Then it was belly up and a photo between Player B and our Bucky Charm.
As horse players, we like to predict the future, and I'll tell you what, today is going to be not only an exciting day, but hopefully a profitable day as well. Hi, everybody. My name is Tom Quigley, VIP Player Concierge. Delighted that you decided to join us on a beautiful Saturday morning/afternoon here on the West Coast. And our seminar guest today, he's one of the most esteemed clockers anywhere in North America. His home base is Southern California, right here at the Great Race Place. His name, Toby Turrell. Toby, happy Saturday. Welcome to the seminar.
Great to be here.
Great to have you here as well, Toby. Now, a lot of Breeders' Cup workers yesterday, today, probably tomorrow as well. So since you're on the seminar, before we talk about today's races, I wanted to rewind the clocks and take a look at some of the more impressive workouts from yesterday. Specifically, a lot of runners from the Bob Baffert barn worked out in the morning. You saw them all in person. We're able to see them free of charge, courtesy of our friends at firsttv.com. The first workout I want to bring your attention to is the 2-year-old, very expensive yearling in the Bob Baffert barn by the name of Brant. He's the gray down on the inside. You can see he's working in company. This is before sunrise, of course, which is why the exercise riders have those blinking helmets. But nevertheless, Brant, I'm going to give you my impression of the workout first, not only having seen it on firsttv.com. My impression is the time is not typical Baffert. It's not fast and flashy, but I'll tell you what, visually, as they turned for home and as they crossed the finish line, Brant, specifically on the rail, was picking up momentum, moving forward, gaining energy. To me, this was kind of an indication that perhaps Brant can get 2 turns. That's my evaluation of the work. What's your evaluation of the work?
Yeah, well, that falls pretty much plumb in line. That was the mission. That's the objective. And that's definitely the purpose. And, you know, these works, this is a carbon copy of what he's been doing now for a month straight. And he was galloping out a healthy mile 2-3 weeks ago. So this is basically routine for this horse. And that's a good thing. When he settles like that, throws the 12s at you and keeps going, JJ Hernandez just a little push out for that last bit, and he's got it. And I'll tell you what, that's the difference. When you've still got it to keep going around that turn after what he just did, that shows you're ready to go, and he's definitely ready.
And hats off to the firsttv.com crew, because they're out here bright and early, camera people, editors, posting on the website. It's a labor of love. They're here basically, before the crack of dawn, and thank you to all of them for allowing us to see Brant's workout yesterday. Now, a workout that was a little bit later yesterday morning was a team drill between two Bob Baffert runners, Imagination and Hope Road. As you can see, Imagination is on the inside, Hope Road is on the outside. Unlike the Brant workout, take a look at the final time. Hard to believe, 57:04 was the final clocking. And to me, Toby, again, without knowing your evaluation of this workout, Hope Road somewhat took my breath away because she did it so easy and so effortlessly against a graded stakes winner. I believe she's a legitimate threat in the filly and mare sprint.
Well, timing is everything, and context is also everything when it comes to the bottom line of any workout, really. And your assessment, again, is spot on. Hope Road definitely outperformed Imagination at the end of the day in this workout. They were moving at warp speed. They went 22.50 to the top of the lane and then were asked to keep going. I was a little concerned about JJ right there. He looked like he's really punching the horse. I'm not sure there was anything left after those blistering fractions. Was that the purpose and design? Now we'd have to ask Mr. Baffert that. But, hey, give the horse credit. Look, he doesn't let the big mare go by on the outside on the gallop out there.
Now, one more workout we want to show you, and this is also going to be a runner in the filly mare sprint and also resides in the Bob Baffert barn. The very talented South American import who's had a few North American starts here at San Anita and Del Mar by the name of Ricci. Ricci is going to shorten up also to the filly and mare sprint. You can see the time not quite as fast, but again, effortlessly. The exercise rider is really not asking her for all of her best. A very more than just a workman-like type of workout. A very good workout for a horse who's been going 2 turns. I should say a mare who's been going 2 turns, now cutting back to a sprint distance.
This was a standout workout. In fact, this is a horse right here that when you see something like this, your jaw drops a bit. And what I mean by that is, looking at this horse, you would think 48 flat, 47
easily, right?
And change, right? 45-4 on the watch, and that's just pure brilliance. Going
it's
down,
poetry in motion.
You just can't do any better. I think that's the reality of it. And again, like Brant, this been training up a storm. This workout was no fluke. And what a race that's going to be.
You've been doing this for years, Toby. Do you think Bob Baffert is training his horses differently coming into this year's Breeders' Cup than he has in previous Breeders' Cups? Because to me, it looks like almost by design, he is pointing the majority of his runners. We've been watching these workouts for the last couple of weeks now. It looks like he's getting them ready. You said timing is everything just a short minute ago. It looks like he's getting his runners primed for next weekend down at Del Mar.
Well, this isn't his first rodeo by any means. The numbers will show you that. He probably at this point can do it all in his sleep. It's no doubt become routine. I do believe that with Brandt, he's kind of taking a different path there where he's trying to prove a lot of things with this horse. The route is the main thing. So he chose to train the horse up to the race without the prep race. So, I mean, he adapted perfectly for that horse's pattern. And like I said, I think he just can do this in his sleep now.
One of the reasons why Bob Baffert wins so many races, including prestigious races, in my opinion, is because those workouts we just watched simulate race conditions. A lot of trainers would never work their horses that fast. Bob has the opposite approach. He wants to basically simulate, I should say, a race that they're going to face down at the Breeders' Cup by asking their horse for almost everything they have. Now, in the case of Richie, that was not everything she had, which made the workout that much more impressive. But he works them fast, getting them ready for a top-notch performance.
And he really hasn't changed much since day one, really reflecting back on it all.
It's his quarter horse background.
He came straight from that, and as D. Wayne Lucas did, and they just went right on with it. And two of the biggest success stories in the game coming from Los Alamitos, I think, is quite remarkable. But no, the main thing, Tom, is that, and the reality of it is you've got to have the horse to be able to get away with that kind of a training pattern. It's just a win-win-win, and it's awfully hard to beat.
Toby, I didn't request the video of this workout because it happened earlier this morning. It would have been too quick of a turnaround. But another Bob Baffert runner who got praise on Twitter from a number of experienced eyeballs was Nisos. Nisos we've seen before. In my opinion, it looked like he was trying to play catch-up in order to get ready for the dirt mile. Was Nisos' workout today better than what we've seen the last few previous workouts?
I don't know if I could say that. I mean, honestly, the horse, to me, he was it's almost the same theme. He was just doing what he can do again. Don't forget, before that horse ever ran, I was sitting right here and you said, "You got anything in the popper?" I said, "Yeah, I've got a horse called Nisos. He can run a little bit. He's got a little speed." And the rest is history.
Toby Turrell can spot brilliance, whether it's before they even start or during the morning workouts. We're going to find out who Toby likes on today's excellent 10-race card. But before we do any of that, let's toss the microphone over to track announcer Frank Miramati and get the early changes on today's card here at the Great Race Place.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Santa Anita Park, the Great Race Place, where the track is fast and the turf course is firm. The rail on the turf at 0 feet. Sunset pick 6 today. We'll start with Gulfstream's 9th. No one hit it yesterday. 7,300 plus in that carryover. Here are the early changes on our program. In the first, there are no changes. Early pick 5 starts with the 14% player-friendly takeout. The Tokyo City Cup Stakes is race number 2. As we have Japan Celebration today here at Santa Anita Park, there's no show wagering as noted in your program. No changes in the third. In the fourth, scratch number 1, Sparrow. In the fifth, the grade 2 Twilight Derby. Just a blinker note, pick 6 and all turf pick 3 start with the 5th. In race 6, the late pick 5 begins. In the 7th, late pick 4 starts. Race 8, program scratch of the 3 Woodbine Way. You can also take out the 9 Munnings Tail. In the 9th race, $5 late double wagering offered. And in the 10th scratch 1 Princesa del Tigre, there is super high 5 wagering on the 10th. Enjoy your day here at the Great Race Place. Scratch number 1 Princesa del Tigre out of the 10th. The Coast to Coast Pick 5 starts today with Gulfstream's 8th. You've seen the payoffs. The opportunity kicks off at 1:35 Pacific, 4:35 Eastern for the Coast to Coast Pick 5. Let's go back to Quigley's Corner. He's joined by a very frequent guest, and rightfully so. He picks nothing but winners. CaseTheRace.com is where you'll find Toby Turrell's outstanding work. They're coming up next.
Welcome back. We're talking horses with Toby Turrell. We'll find out who Toby likes in just one moment, but before we reintroduce him, a reminder that both today and tomorrow there is a $1,000 Breeders' Cup Betting Challenge qualifying handicapping tournament. You can either play online at expressbet.com or right here on track at St. Anita. It's a beautiful thing because for every 20 entries we get, one winner will be awarded a $10,000 Breeders' Cup Betting Challenge seat. So you put up $1,000 today, you play. It's live money. Whatever you win is yours to keep. If you have one of the best scores in the top 20, and it's likely we'll get about 80 players. So we'll give away 4 seats, all worth $10,000 for the Breeders' Cup Betting Challenge tournament next Friday and Saturday, which you can also play on expressbet.com or on track at the Del Mar Thoroughbred Club. To give you an idea, last week's winning score was $3,000. So basically 6 times your money. Not that hard to do because you can play exactas, trifectas, things of that sort. So if you're looking to get a $10,000 Breeders' Cup Betting Challenge seat for next weekend, make sure you're playing the $1,000 BCBC Super Low Ratio Qualifier today. All right, Toby, 10 races to look at. A lot of money to be made here as well, including a $1 Sunset 6 carryover of $7,000. If you're not familiar with that wager, $1 minimum, low 15% takeout. Combining the last 3 races at Gulfstream Park with the last 3 races at St. Anita. Nobody solved the riddle yesterday, so that's why we have a carryover today. But first things first, race 1 offers 50-cent early pick 5. We're on the turf course. The turf rails through there are at 0 feet. This race is a starter optional claiming race for fillies and mares. We've got a field of 6. The morning line favorite was originally number 6, Time to Shine at 9-5, but the players right now flocking to number 5, With Love from the John Sadler barn. Hasn't been seen in quite some time. 9-2 on the morning line. Hector Barrios in the saddle. Talk to us about race 1, Toby.
Yeah, well, those are key points right there. In fact, that's why I gave the edge to the outside filly in here. Time to Shine. With Love has not been out for going on almost 2 years. So quite a feat there to get bet like that is certainly interesting. But right next door, Time to Shine by the stallion who you won't find anybody out there who's not buzzing about not this time as a sire.
He's the stallion with the most runners in the Breeders' Cup Championship event next weekend.
He has all the hype right now, and that's really saying something. With this filly, she's improved, and I think she's just ready, fit and ready for another winning race. She's got the outside post and the pace to capitalize no matter what happens early on to the backside. So I think she gets the winning trip. The 2-horse in here, Alaramo, really came to hand last time out with an explosive maiden win. And the connections here, Ricky Gonzalez, father-to-be, Michael McCarthy, they teamed up for that big, giant Grade 1 win in the Del Mar Oaks with Velocity. Here they are in the opening race with my second choice, so 6-2 in race 1.
Toby, we know you don't like the current betting choice, number 5, With Love, as far as the top 2 selections. Have you seen her work in the morning, and how would you categorize her workouts?
Yeah, actually, she's got a few workouts that you could say you could make a case that are good enough to win the race, no question. It's a long series. You can tell that Sadler's gone way out of his way to get all the fitness he can get into a horse that hasn't done anything for 2 years. So until she goes out and does it, we're just not going to know.
Race number 2 is the first of 2 stakes races on today's card. It's the Tokyo City Cup Stakes. It's an $85,000 added purse traveling 1 mile on the main track. Also, race 2 begins the popular 50-cent early pick 4. We've got a field of 2, including 2 trained by Bob Baffert. However, the morning line favorite is number 1, Pony Express on the rail from the John Sadler barn, 6-5 on the morning line. Before we get your thoughts on the race, Toby, you wanted to show a workout for Privman. You actually categorize every workout you witness, and you categorize this as a super workout. This is Privman on the inside. perhaps more importantly, that's Breeders' Cup contender Nevada Beach on the outside. Why'd you want to show this workout?
Yeah, well, again, you hit on some key points there in the introduction. Nevada Beach just won the Grade 1 Goodwood and is heading off to the Breeders' Cup Classic. Privman is a 3-year-old colt named after Jay Privman, who will always have a special place for me because he's the one that actually vouched for me with daily racing form. So I'm pulling for this horse on all fronts. And look at what happens here at the end.
Look at the exercise rider on Privman compared to the exercise rider on Nevada Beach.
There you have it. And at that point, you just say, wow. I mean, look at this. This was just an exciting work. I know Jay will be here today. We talked about this horse all summer long and trying to figure out how good he can be and this, that, and the other. And here he is showing off some really nice talent in this work.
Off that workout, Toby, I would assume you picked Privman on top. We'll see the graphic in a moment after the gallop out. But you also give a little love to the John Sadler favorite, a son of Gunrunner, #1, Pony Express.
Well, and you have to because, hey, let's face it, if Pony Express runs one of his A races, which he's run a couple of times, it'll be one heck of a horse race. And that's why he's 6-5 on the line. He's got the proven credentials, if you will. And you can't argue with his route wins. They were impressive. So it might be a heck of a race, but I'm rooting, pulling, and picking for Privman here.
Race number 3 is for the babies, 2-year-olds sprinting 6.5 furlongs in the main track. We've got a field of 5. Once again, Bob Baffert saddles the morning line favorite, number 5, Blacksmith, 6-5 on the morning line. Before we get your thoughts on the race, Toby, again, courtesy of our friends at firsttv.com, we want to show a workout for Blacksmith. This was a team drill back on October 13th, and Blacksmith is going to be the horse breaking from the gate on the inside, breaks a little slow and sluggishly, but then after that recovers nicely.
Yeah, and the exciting thing really about this horse is that I think he'll run all day. And therefore, breaking slow kind of fits into, well, this was also his first work off the van from Los Alamitos. So new surroundings, new circumstance. But he gathered himself up well, and he's well in hand here. What I was really impressed with was the finish, because right here, you think it's going to be a horse race, if you will. He actually lost the lead back there by a head to the outside horse, Luckiest, but it's a mismatch from this point on. You can see that Hernandez has this horse wrapped up on the rail and just getting ready to get into a really long fused, exciting stride. He moves beautifully behind. And that's one of the key things I'll try to note when you try to look at how easily he's galloping away from this horse, going to that 6 furlong marker. This is a starting point for him sprinting. I'm really excited to watch this horse route. But in the meantime, I think his class and ability will carry him home today. And I've got the other Baffert, Rio Grande, who, by the way, I do believe will be on the lead. His last race was a lot better than it looks when he got beat by his stablemate there. I hope Blacksmith is close enough to Rio Grande, and if he is, I think he'll win.
Toby, during the seminar so far, you've mentioned Juan Hernandez's name a number of times, being the exercise rider on some of the Bob Baffert workout horses we've been watching. Has Juan picked up? I don't remember Juan being that active in the morning. Am I mistaken by that?
Well, you have to understand Flavia Pratt is not going to be with us here on a full-time basis.
It's all strategic.
Well, he's your go-to man at the moment. And I ran into his longtime veteran agent walking in a few weeks back and kind of needling him a little bit, saying,
Craig O'Brien, right?
I said, Craig, you just got to got that Cheshire grin. I mean, Flavian, I said, what are you going to do? He said, that didn't really change anything. I still would have been tongue in cheek. But no, I'll tell you what, he is quite the work rider in the morning for Baffert. They're a heck of a team.
On today's 10-race card, we offer a 50-cent middle pick 4, which will begin in race number 4. We're sprinting 6 furlongs in the main track for maiden special weight fillies and mares. We've got a field of 5 after the scratch of number 1, Sparrow, the morning line favorite, number 4. Into the hall from the John Sheriff's Barn, another 6-5 morning line favorite. Can we beat the chalk here, Toby?
I don't think so. This filly, you could say, very strategically named. My good friend Dottie and Gordo, John's loving wife, wants him to be into the Hall of Fame more than anything, and into the Hall. The name here on this filly. Forget all that. Margarita Girl is a very nice horse for Mark Glatt. And look at who ran third there, Tom. Philippa, what an explosive win yesterday here.
On the turf.
Wow.
Caught me by surprise.
So there you go. So the running line is live as can be. She looks like the controlling speed. And on top of all that, she's training as well as she ever has. So really every reason for me to win this race as the favorite. And Nico, the Baffert filly on the outside there, I do believe she'll be run. She's a big, massive, towering filly. I think she might want to go 7/8 or route Nico. But again, it's almost like the same situation I said earlier. If Nico's close enough to into the Hall, you might see a horse race there.
Race number 5 begins 2 popular wagers, both the $2 pick six. One winning ticket in the pick six yesterday here at San Diego paid in excess of $28,000. Also, race 5 begins the popular $3 all turf pick 3. We kick off both wagers in race 5, which is the Twilight Derby. It's a grade 2 event, $200,000 guaranteed purse for 3-year-olds traveling 1.1 miles on the turf course. Good field of 5. The Invader from back east, number 5 test score, who's putting blinkers on for trainer Graham Motion, is another odds-on favorite at 4-5. Can we end the string of chalk here?
Well, it's awfully hard to do that with any confidence. Let's put it that way. When you have a colt that won a grade 1 Belmont Derby and third in the Saratoga Derby Invitational, also a grade 1 at, the marathon distance, if you will. So really on paper, very, very hard, I think, to bet against or pick against this horse. I will say that the number 3 in here, Scipio, was really a horse that I chased for months and just did not get the right trip. Finally did and rattled off a couple of wins, but he's off of a layoff. He's training strongly, but he's always trained strongly. But he's got a rider that can make things happen as well with Mr. Frezu. So I will pick him second.
Toby, a follow-up question for you relates to the rail horse, number 1, September 64. You'll remember the race. You might have even picked him this particular afternoon. I believe you were on the seminar. The son of Omaha Beach broke from the outside post position, and in my opinion, was basically a run-up. You can see this horse set fractions going 1 mile on the turf course of 46 seconds flat. Now, that's not going to get the job done, but if Kaz Kimura can somehow ration his speed, he might be effective, only because if on paper there's no other early speed in this race. Have you seen that workout since that race on October 3rd, the workout on October 18th, I believe? Did you see anything that might lend you to believe that he won't be a runoff today?
Well, if you watch that workout, you wouldn't think he'd be a runoff. He was, there was nothing out of place with that work. In fact, it was kind of steady and one-paced. I think my good buddy Mike there knew he's got a fit horse now, fit gelding, and doesn't have to do much with him at this point. But I love this horse. I mean, you're right. It was a day where I was on the seminar. I loved him that day, and when I saw him go open up like that, I'm like, oh boy, here we go.
No fault of Kaz Kimura's. Obviously, you can see he gets the mount back. But if he can ration his early speed, I believe he's dangerous, particularly with that inside draw. Race number 6 begins the 50-cent late pick 5, and it also introduces a new racing condition here at San Diego. These conditions are almost the same for both races 6 and 7. It's the new ratings handicap. You've probably heard some media buzz about this. It's basically trying to group together a competitive field of horses based upon their ratings and try and come up with a full field and also basically a blanket finish at the finish line. It's a very popular system that's used in England, Hong Kong, and Australia. San Diego is the first track to offer it here in North America. And in race 6, we're sprinting 6 furlongs. These are for horses on the Equibase system that are rated between 70 and 79. So they're all within 9 points of each other. The morning line favorite down on the rail, number 1, Tepla, who is taking hind shoes off for trainer John Sadler, is the 9-5 morning line favorite. Interesting concept here, Toby. Who do you like in race 6 and why?
Well, I'm going to take a big swing
I like it
in this race. I mean, the rail horse has to me a lot of big advantages in a lot of different categories for Mr. Sadler. But I'll tell you what, he's got a lot to overcome to reverse that form from his last race. I don't know what happened there, but that was not him down the stretch. So he's got question marks. If he answers them, he is the standout pick to me. However, the number 6 horse in here, Cody Boy, I didn't have the time to do it yesterday, but again, the power of the First TV coverage. They have this horse. They picked, somehow he joined the horses they were filming, and you could watch this horse absolutely explode on the gallop out right past those horses.
This would have been the October 18th work,
October
Toby?
18th. So if you have time at home, go watch every work on October 18th. When you see the gray horse in one of those frames exploding, that's him. And, to me, it's a great angle here at a great price because this is a horse that on his day, he's already run against horses in this field very at close margins. So if he improves a little bit, I think he can win.
12-1 on the morning line. Toby's top selection in race number 6, Cody Boy. Our second ratings handicap race is coming down the Hillside Turf Course. It's for fillies and mares. It also begins the 50-cent late pick 4. We've got a field of 6. The morning line favorite again down on the rail. Number 1, Lunar Impact from the Dan Blacker barn. The ratings for these horses, according to Equibase, are between 80 and 95. So this is a 15-point swing in terms of ability. So there's probably a little bit more wiggle room here in terms of who might win and who might not be competitive. Having said all that, Toby, who do you like in race 7?
Well, I'm going to the number 4, Miss Lizzie. She's got a couple of really terrific workouts here over the Tapeta surface here. They were done with consummate ease. So when you see consummate ease and you see the bullet work, 2 consecutive works, that really means something here. And she really has. I don't think we've seen how good this mare is yet. I think she's really going to have a bust out end of the year this year and even into next year. I think you'll see her move into stakes. I have a lot of confidence in the connections here to have her ready off of the layoff. The workouts say she is. If you go back, look at the past class. She ran second to AG Bullet back there in the running lines, and AG Bullet will have a big time. In fact, I think AG might be the favorite. They're saying maybe
running against the boys
in the Breeders' Cup. So that's quite remarkable. So everything seems to be there for me to give this mare a shot to win. Spicy Bug talked about Ricardo Gonzalez and Michael McCarthy teaming up. Here they are again on a big mare. What a powerful mare she is. I'd love to see her run on the dirt, but she's already run big races on the turf. So her best race could be good enough. So I'm going to go 4 and 6.
Toby, I'm sorry for interrupting. I mentioned that the runners in race 7 have Equibase ratings of 80 to 95. The 95 rated horse and the only one in the field is the 4-year-old filly, number 3, Antifona, who we haven't seen since August of last year. But trainer Vladimir Serin does get the riding services of Juan Hernandez. So it begs the question, have you seen her work in the morning, and what do you think of her?
Yeah, well, I have seen her work. Again, we're talking about my math isn't dynamite these days, but it's been a year and several months of a layoff. So
she has one down the hill, though. She's a stakes winner in the Sweet Life way back in February of 2024.
So, yeah, and that was for a different barn. Serin reached in and claimed her and had to give her the big vacation there. But I like this filly. She does have a couple of workouts that are strong and kind of flashy, but she's got a lot of workouts. And I'm sure the reason for that is to try to get her fit. So we'll see. Obviously, you're getting a pretty good price there.
Race number 8 begins the popular $3 late pick 3. We're sprinting 6 furlongs in the main track. For fillies and mares, $6,250 is the claiming tag. We've got a field of 9 after 2 scratches. Scratch the 3, Woodbine Way, as well as number 9, Munning's Tail, the morning line favorite. Number 5, Rousing Jewel from the Steve Knapp barn. Steve Knapp, fresh off 2 victories yesterday. You expect him to win race 8 with number 5, Rousing Jewel, Toby?
I actually do. She's been training like she should have won already in her last few starts. So last time out, she got very fractious in the gate. She had an awkward start, and usually that means they're not ready to win that day. So interesting jockey situation here. The question I have is for you, Tom. Did Steve Knapp replace Aguilar, or did Aguilar choose to ride the number 10 Danzig Cat for Pete Miller? If you look at the morning line, you wouldn't think he would jump off the favorite, but I don't know.
I don't know either, but I believe Mr. Aguilar's agent is Vince DeGregory, so we need to find Vince somehow and ask him what might have transpired there. A question for you, Toby, and it relates to number 2, a rousing babe, an invader from Emerald Downs. I have so much respect for Blaine Wright, and this 5-year-old mare does have early speed. She has had some workouts over the main track here. Have you seen her in the morning?
Yeah, she. It looks like they're kind of fitness based. They're trying to play a little catch up to get her primed. You're right about Blaine Wright, very capable, and look at, he's still looking for his first win. That's how tough.
Hard to believe.
It is, and it's just testament to how tough it can be around these parts. But got the inside draw there, so a little bit to overcome, but not impossible.
Race number 9 begins the $5 late daily double. Did you see yesterday's $5 late daily double pool? $227,000 was in the late daily double pool. That was our biggest late daily double pool of the entire autumn meet. So thank you all horse players who support this very attractive wager. No CAWs involved, higher minimum, lower takeout. We talk about it all the time. Sanita is listening to the players and offering them what they want. A $5 late daily double is a perfect example of that. We kick off that wager in race 9, sprinting 6 furlongs in the main track, $10,000 claimers, non-winners of 2 races lifetime, an incredible field of 14 here. So you got 14 ways you can go, but Andy Mathis does saddle the favorite, number 11, Self-Sufficient at 2-1. Who do you like in this race and why, Toby?
Well, Andy Mathis claimed this gelding for $25,000 out of a very kind of a strong effort and ran against Jaguar John. You can see ran third there, and he's come back and won and run big races. Let's face it, this hits you right between the eyes here. He's dropping this horse, and that's either going to be really, really good or probably really bad, because I think this horse can beat more than 10 claimers, but here he is. I like the outside draw. He should stay out of trouble. He's been handled with kind of easy type workouts. So he should be primed. And to me, I'm going to take a shot and hope that this is the old drop to cash, as I've heard my entire life. And drop to cash, we're hoping for number 11, Self-Sufficient. The speed of the race is number 7. And how timely is this? Blaine Wright, J.J. Hernandez this time. And I think he's the speed of the field. So if this horse gets loose, he may be an interesting win candidate. So I'm going 11-7 here in race 9.
Toby, call me skeptical, but I'm on the opposite end of the spectrum regarding number 11, Self-Sufficient. And here's the reason why you won't see this in the racing form. When the Andy Mathis barn dipped in to claim him back on July 26th, there were 5 claims in that day. So 5 different barns wanted to buy this horse for $25,000. Andy knows that he won the shake. Now he puts him in for 10. I don't know. With a big field, kind of relatively cheap horses, I think it could be ripe for an upset. I'm going to designate number 11, Self-Sufficient, as my vulnerable favorite of the day. Race number 10 closes out the day, but keep in mind, we have live racing tomorrow. Tomorrow is closing day, by the way, here at St. Anita, which means mandatory payout in all the pools. So the pools are going to be big. Make sure you join us tomorrow for another good 10-race card. But today, we close out the day in race number 10, coming down the Hillside Turf Course once again, offering $1 super high-five wagering. California-bred fillies and mares, non-winners of one other than. A field of 7 after the scratch of number 1, the morning line favorite, number 5, Maya Kama from the Jeff Mullins barn at 3-2 on the morning line. Tina Turner, also a talented 3-year-old trying turf for the first time. Good way to close out the card, Toby. Give us a winner.
Well, I like this horse. My other big price play of the day, the number 7 filly in here, Garden Party. First off, a lot of people like to follow hot barns and hot trainers. Here's one right here, Leonard Powell. In fact, he won the 7th race, I believe, yesterday with Grogu, who my good buddy Larry Zapp.
And Dominic.
And it's Larry's birthday today. So that was an early birthday present for him. And with this filly, this horse is what I am looking for. You take the 2 most powerful tools in racing, which are the formulator and the workouts from First TV. And when they match up, you've got a powerful play, and that's what's happening here with number 7 Garden Party. You could watch her last race and see that she had the 11 post. She was kind of eliminated with a slow start, got ranked, couldn't get placed, and was closing very well late. So it's down the hill here today. It might even be her best distance. That's the most exciting part of all. The number 5, Maya Kama, deserving favorite here for Jeff Mullins. I'm a Joker, came back and won here at the meet. This is a very tough filly, Maya Kama, and no doubt she'll run her race. So 7 and 5 to wrap it up.
Toby, to kind of put a bow on it, you mentioned the Leonard Powell barn is a hot barn. You'll recall on Sunday's a nightcap last Sunday on Rival Time, the Calbred son of Not This Time, the sire we were talking about earlier, won very impressively, going 2 turns. Sonny Pius, the owner and breeder, congratulations to them. Leonard certainly on a hot streak right now. Toby, before I let you go, we've got 2 more wages to talk about that we really haven't touched upon. The first one is the Coast to Coast Pick 5. It's $1 minimum, low 15% takeout, combining races from both Gulfstream Park and Santa Anita. You can see today's sequence begins with race number 8 at Gulfstream Park. That post time is 1:35 p.m. Pacific time. And then the other wager, which I mentioned at the beginning of the show that you've been seeing on the bottom of the screen, the $1 Sunset Pick 6, again, a low 15% takeout, $1 minimum. Last 3 races from Gulfstream Park with the last 3 races at Santa Anita Park. And the carryover going into today's sequence is $7,000. Toby, great to have you on the show. I know I'll see you down at Del Mar next week. Appreciate the time and input. If you want to see Toby's work on a regular basis, you can visit the website CaseTheRace.com. He puts out a sheet every single day giving selections as well as highlighted workouts. Toby, thanks again.
Thank you.
Thanks to all of you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Have a great afternoon. Enjoy the day, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for our national anthem. Good afternoon and welcome to Santa Anita Park. The track is fast, the turf is firm. Here are the changes on today's program. First of all, there's a Sunset 6 carryover of $7,336. It starts with Gulfstream's ninth. That's the new Pick 6 wager, combining the last three races from Gulfstream with the final three from Santa Anita Park. No changes in the first. There are no changes in the second, the Tokyo City Cup Stakes. No changes in race 3. In the fourth, scratch 1, Sparrow. There's a middle pick 4 that starts with the fourth. The fifth is the Grade 2 Twilight Derby, started the all-turf pick 3 and $2 pick 6. Just a blinker note. Race 6, start of the late pick 5, no changes. In the seventh, beginning of the late pick 4, no changes. Eighth race, we have the program scratch of 3, and then scratch number 9, Munning's Tail. Late pick 3 starts with the 8th, $5 late double. Kicks off with the 9th. Just a blinker note there. And in the 10th, scratch 1, Princesa del Tigre. And there is super high 5 wagering on the finale. Coast to coast, pick 5 starts at Gulfstream Park. In fact, the first 3 legs are from Hallandale Beach. It starts at 1:35 with Gulfstream's 8th. Enjoy your day. Special day here at Santa Anita Park. Special welcome to all of our Japan visitors and those celebrating this cultural event. Look forward to spending the afternoon with you. 27 minutes to post for race 1 at 1 p.m.